we saw one of the slides earlier, right, where we had different types of FP&A organizations. So this is supporting slide. If we categorize the FP&A roles by different sizes of organization, this is how it will look like. So on the left, you have large organizations. The middle, you have center of excellence, and on the right, you have a small to mid-size organization. And we will look at one by one each of them. So in a large organization, typically what will happen is you will be working for one particular area. So you might be working in a regional team, country team. You might be looking at only revenues. You might be only looking at expenses. Even in revenue, you might be looking at one particular product revenue. Expenses, you might be looking at maybe one particular type of expense. So in a bigger company, your role will be probably be in one of the smaller, one of the areas inside inside any of these points that I mentioned, or it can be a consolidation role as well. So other teams might be doing the regional country team work, and you might be at the head office and doing the consolidation. And there can be other roles which might be specialized roles, like you might be, for example, you might be responsible for managing one of the particular tools in the company. It might be ERP, it might be a budgeting tool. So that can be another type of a role in a large organization. Coming to the center, which is a center of excellence, this is very similar to the shared services that we saw in the previous slide. So center of excellences are typically shared service centers created in low cost locations, because most organizations, most multinational organizations want to reduce their overall headcount cost in terms of in terms of their in terms of managing their overall budget. So what they do end up doing is they make sure that they don't have all their, if they want to have say 500 people in their finance team, they will not have all 500 people in a high cost location. They will try and have few people in a high cost location, and then have a bigger part or the bigger team which will be supporting the few people in the high cost location, which is typically the place where the business is in. And that a COE, which is a centralized finance center, where there will be, all the processes will be centralized there, right from, so all these teams that you see on the left for large organizations, if they have a COE, all the regional teams, country teams, all of these will be in the center of excellence. There might be few people in the onshore, or what few people call is the business side, or the on-site or onshore. They have different names. Few people on the on-site, and then a bigger team will be in the center of excellence. Because they are in one place, they will get a lot of benefits of learning from each other, centralizing the processes, making sure that they follow the best practices. So a lot of good things happen when you centralize everything at one particular location. That is the center of excellence, which is a shared service unit. It can also be that you work for a mid-sized organization where you have a smaller team of say 10, 12 people in the finance, and maybe 5, 6 people are in FP&A. And then because it's a small team, smaller company compared to the bigger MNC, mid-sized organization, you might be looking at the entire P&L, meaning you will be looking at all the revenues, all the expenses for that particular company. So it can be different types of roles depending on the size of the company as well. On this slide, we'll not go through in this detail, but just in case, if you want to take a look at how the progression happens from FP&A analyst to FP&A manager to FP&A lead, which is typically a director or a vice president FP&A role, this is how it looks like, the progression. On the top, you see the role and who that reports to. But when you see the key activities section in detail, you will see how it transforms or how it develops as you become more senior. So when you are an analyst, you will be typically be executing a lot of things. You will be creating financial models, maintaining the tools, doing a lot of PowerPoint presentations. So typically that's what an analyst role looks like. When you move to a manager, FP&A manager, then you will have your responsibility. So you will have some of your work as well. Plus you will be managing a team of maybe 3 to 4 analysts. So you'll have to also become good at managing people, because you will be now directly reporting to the FP&A lead, or in some cases even the FP&A vice president or CFO. They will reach out to you for any urgent issues or any ad hoc analysis that they need. So you have to make sure that you deliver on that. You take the help of your team, and just like you saw in that example, you take help of your team, and then you you should be able to deliver on that. As you move more senior, which is vice president, FP&A director, then your role will be more of business partnering in terms of making sure that you are connected to different parts of the business. Not saying that it's not done at the analyst or the manager level, but the scale increases. So maybe analysts might be interacting less with the business, but the FP&A lead has to interact with the business. They will be the ones who will be developing the guidelines on the budget calendars, developing when the budget should start, when who should be doing what in the budgeting process. And also FP&A leads will be directly in touch with the senior management, which is CFO, CEO, and all the one level below the CEO. So all the heads of marketing, heads of sales, heads of engineering, although on the one level below CEO, they'll be directly in touch with the FP&A VP or the CFO. This is how it looks like.